Hi guys, it's Wolf from Trimaris again. This next set of videos we're going to work on the basic shots in the SCA for heavy weapons. Let me preface to say that I'm not a Duke, I'm not a Count. Actually, I've never really won any tournaments. I've taken second twice. But for the most part, I'm just a 50 percentile fighter in the kingdom. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. So, the key is I don't practice as much as I should. But I've had a lot of tutelage from some great knights and some great people from throughout the known world that I think could be beneficial to you. These are not the only ways to throw a shot. There's several other ways. There's good ways and bad ways. The bad ways are any of them that could potentially hurt you. There's a shot called a retique, which is a backhanded shot. If you miss the retique, you can hyperextend your elbow, or dislocate your shoulder. It's nothing to be scared of if it's practiced properly and your ranging's right. But just be very careful with, if it hurts, don't. Don't get being hurt confused with being sore, because this is a new sport for some of you, and sometimes people who've been in the sport long enough are trying new things. You start using different muscles, and sore is a good thing. But let's get started. Today we're going to work on the flat snap. The flat snap is different than a cut. A cut comes from the outside. You're going to swing and you're cutting. You can cut down, you can cut sideways, you can do a back cut. A flat snap, on the other hand, comes straight out at you after you've pushed your hips forward and you squeeze your hand together. And what it does is it allows for a much faster shot. You see this. You don't see that. For a couple of reasons. One, the hand accelerating at you is coming directly at you. It's a lot harder for your eyes to focus on distance-wise when something's coming right at the eyes. So, throw the cup hilt at your opponent's eyes. Make sure you have a lanyard, or else you might actually throw the cup hilt at your opponent's eyes. So you throw it out, and then you squeeze your hand. Let me use a sword without a cup hilt. So, we're grabbing with these two fingers. We're throwing out and squeezing. It's key to get power, because I can't just do this. This is not going to kill anyone. Not to mention it's not very fast. Bend your knees, cock your hip back, and wait. Push your hip forward, throw the hand out, squeeze. And what happens is you get a much faster shot. The advantage of the flat snap is a few. One, when you turn your hip, you don't have to fire at that moment. If people are watching you, they'll see you turn your hip, they're going to guard up. Throw your hip, fire the shot. You're just torquing the screw. Some people like to stand pre-torqued. Sword arm or shield arm back, sitting in the ready position. So you can start here, you can start here. I prefer here because I can get to any block that I need to. Also, when you come from here to here, it's a lot more deceiving. Opposed to here, they kind of see it coming. And it actually turns more into a Molinet. So, knees bent, hips back. We're going to push our arm out. Now, we can squeeze to the back side and try to shoot for the slot. When you go to the back side, you want to try not to lean your head. I'm not wearing a helmet, so I don't want to smack myself in the ear. But you want to push out and squeeze. I have a problem because I have shorter arms and I use a longer stick. So what I like to do is I throw out and I squeeze. So I'm throwing out and squeezing. I have a couple options at that point. I can turn it to the offside. I can make it a hammer shot, or I can turn it around. So I give my opponent a split second either to back away or make a decision. but it's only a split second because you choose, once you squeeze your hand, which way you want your wrist to go. But remember, you need to get the power from your hips and your footwork. You want your shield heel to be in a 45-degree angle with your sword toe. And this gives your shoulders about a shoulder length width apart in both directions, forward and laterally. So when you're sitting, you're ready to go. You can also go sword leg forward, which is an interesting concept. Duke Lucan of the East does it quite a bit, and he has great success with it, hence he's a Duke. Is if you're sword leg forward and you bring your shield up, you're covering your backside and you are turned away from your opponent. So you can block this, but the simple act of just turning is utilizing your hips and that front leg to fire a shot. Also, it can be deceiving because the front leg, you can lean without going off balance, and gives you that much more range. I recommend practicing all these. Find out what works for you. Always consult a knight or a marshal or anybody that's willing to teach, and they can help you with a little bit more. But if this helps you practice at home before you can get to a practice, or maybe something, a new idea comes about from watching these videos, my purpose has been served. I'll catch you next time, and I think we're going to work on a Molinet. So we'll see you next time.